Welcome to the Roulette Master TV, where we go back in time to reveal unbelievable roulette systems of the past. Today's system is #1 roulette system, finally revealed to the world. I hope you really enjoy it, and let's get started. This is the Roulette Master, and I'm so excited today because one of my subscribers, Frank the Dog Kepler, says he's been keeping his roulette system secret that he's been winning with all these years, and he's finally ready to share it with all of you guys, and this is exciting. I can't wait to share his incredible new system with you, and today we're going to put his system up against one of the best, and this is going to be a different betting amount for this one. This is going to be against Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. One of my subscribers, Lon, says that he has been using Randall's system, but with smaller bet amounts and keeping the bankroll where it is at $2,000. And that is the whole secret to that system. So we're going to start with a little smaller bet on Randall's system today, and we're going to put it up against the new system of the day. This is going to be an awesome matchup. He said he's been winning nonstop since he lowered the bets. And so instead of $10 bets, we're going to start with a $5 bet on second, 12, and second column today. And that's a $10 total bet instead of a $20 total bet. The bankroll is going to be the same. Let's go ahead and spin. And let's see how much better it does with that lower bet and keeping the bankroll where it is. And that's a nice $20 win to start. We hit a jackpot right out of the gate. We're already up $20 with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a jackpot number, and I'll go over what the jackpot numbers are for those of you that haven't seen the original version of this. The 14, 17, 20, and 23 are jackpots. When you lose, you go up 1 unit, which in this case today is going to be $5. We usually do it with $10 bets, and Lon says that that's the whole secret, is lowering the bet and giving yourself a chance to come back when things go bad. And we won that one there, so we're up $20. And we're just going to keep the bet the same and spin again. Here we go. All right. That's a 22 black. Fantastic. Okay, we're in session profit. We're going to go back to 5 and 5. And he says keep the bets as low as you can and keep going and just keep making money like he's been doing. That's an 11 black. Another nice win. We're up $35 now. Let's just rebet and spin. All right, here we go. Still got allergies this week. I don't know if you guys have allergies, but let me know in the comments if you've been struggling with allergies this week. And we're up $40. Let's rebet and spin again. And here we go with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge with the smaller starting bet with the same $2,000 bankroll. Now, you can even go lower than this $5 bet, and we lost that one, so we're going to increase again. Okay, but these are $5 increases instead of 10. And just divide everything by 5 if you want to go from $5 to dollar units. And you could do a $400 bankroll with dollar units on this one. Okay, so we're not in session profit. We lost, so we're going to go up another unit. And spin. Here we go. Excuse me. And that's a 13 black. That's a nice win, but we're not in session profit, so we'll rebet and spin. All right, here we go again. It's another 13 black. All right, that's a win. Now we are in session profit at 40, so we'll go back to 5 and 5 and spin. Excuse me. Here we go. That's a jackpot. That's a 20 black. Fantastic. And again, the 14, 17, 20, and 23 are the jackpot numbers. We're up $60. And let's go ahead and rebet and spin at base level. Again, this is Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. And normally I tell you can do a $200 bankroll with dollar units. But after what Lon told me and how well he's been doing, today's is a $2,000 bankroll based on the $5 units and a $400 bankroll on the dollar units. So we lost that last one, so let's go up another unit and spin. And here we go. That's a 1 red. And we lost, so we'll go up another unit. These are $5 units. And we're up 30 currently. Let's go ahead and spin. And we can either recover with this system with a bunch of partial wins or a jackpot win. And those are those ones right across the center there. There's another loss. We'll go up by another unit. So let's do that. All right, we're at 20 and 20, $40 total. And here we go again. That's an 8 black. And that's a $20 win. We're up 20. We'll just rebet and spin because we're not in session profit. And I've been seeing some amazing emails from you guys that where you've been changing other people's systems and making them better. That is so awesome to see. And I'm going to get to a lot of those here this week and get back to you guys. And some of you have already returned your emails on those. But I love seeing how you guys are taking previous systems. And there's a jackpot, a 20 black. $80 win. So now we're up $120. Obviously, that's new session profit. We're going to go back to 5 and 5 and spin. And here we go. That's a 35 black. And that's a nice win. And we're up 125. We'll just rebet and spin because we're at base level. I'm looking forward to getting to Vegas next week, especially with all these allergies I've been having in the Midwest. And man, that'll be nice. I don't usually have as bad of allergies when I'm in Vegas, and I love it there. So let's go up another unit and spin. And I think I've been to Vegas 7 times this year, or in the last calendar year. I think my wife thinks I want to move there, which I do actually. But we'll see if that ever happens. Let's go up another unit and spin. And here we go. All right. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever thought about moving to Vegas. And that's a $60 win. We're up 155. That's a jackpot. 14 red. That's why that was so good. Let's look at that again. Now we're up 155. This is really good profit with $5 units instead of the normal 10. Really good start. Let's go ahead and spin again here. I think if I ever move to Vegas, I'll probably live in Summerlin, which is, on the outside of Vegas. But let me know if you live in Vegas or if you've thought about moving to Vegas. Or, where you would want to live if you moved there. I would love to hear from you. And that's a 23 red. Another jackpot. Look at that. Now we're up 185. Obviously, that's new session profit. You can get to session profit either by getting a jackpot or getting, a bunch of partial wins in a row. And that's a 35 black. That's another partial win. We'll take it. And we're up $190 already. We'll go back to 5 and 5 and spin. And Lon says you can take this even further and play with quarters and keep a $2,000 bankroll if you want as well. He says eventually this will come back if you have a small enough starting bet and you have a big bankroll. So he is just loving this and constantly cashing in. We have had a few instances when the bets are higher. We've lost the bankroll a few times. When we've tested this out. Normally it wins. But he said by lowering the starting bet and increasing the bankroll, he has really, really enjoyed the money he's making off this system. And that's a 0. So that's definitely a loss. Let's go ahead and increase again. Okay, we're up 165, and let's go ahead and spin again here. And here we go. That's a 23 red. That's a nice $60 win, and that's another jackpot. We're up $225. So that's great profit with $5 units, and let's see if we can keep this going. And then when we have some bad spins, we'll see how this deals with it. But obviously, it's going to deal with it better with the smaller bets and the larger bankroll, and all systems tend to. But he said once he did that with this system, Lon, he said that it changed everything for him. And that's a 15 black. That's a nice win. We're up 225. We'll rebet and spin, and here we go. And always want to thank Randall, who created this system in the beginning when we had the bracket challenge. Thank you, Randall. And we're up 235. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. And that's a 6 black. Okay, we lost. Let's go ahead and we'll increase by another unit. And the great thing about betting on a column and a dozen at the same time is there's those jackpot numbers, which are not there when you're playing 2 dozens. And that's a nice $15 win there. We're up 230. We'll just rebet and spin. And, you don't have that option when you're playing 2 dozens of getting jackpots. But when you play a column and a dozen at the same time, you do have that. And that's another nice win there. We're up 245. Let's go ahead and reset back to $5. Again, you can reset by getting a bunch of partial wins to get back to session profit, or you can get a jackpot. And look at that. That's a 23 red. That's another jackpot. And now we are up $265. So back to 5 and 5. And let's go ahead and spin. Really good test so far of Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. And let's see if this continues, or if we have a bunch of losses. We'll find out. We're up 270. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 29 black. Another nice win. We're up 275. Let's just rebet and spin again. Here we go. All right. That's a 13 black. Another nice partial win. We're up 280. And here we go again. And Lon says he's been testing this at the Circa this week and making a lot of money playing on the automated machines. So that's cool to hear. And we're up 285. I will be there next week. And I tell you what, Circa is one of my favorite places in the entire country to go to. And it is awesome. And there's another jackpot on 14 red. Fantastic. We're up $305. And let's go ahead and go back to base level and spin. And here we go. And if you guys have been to Circa, let me know down in the comments how you enjoyed it and what you liked the most about it, because there's so much to like there. And let's go ahead and increase that bet and spin. And here we go. And for those of you that don't know, Circa is like the most modern hotel and casino on Fremont Street, which is like Old Vegas downtown. And let's go up another unit here. So you get the best of both worlds. You get I just love Fremont Street compared to the Strip because of everything that's going on downtown. And then you get the other added benefit of staying in a modern hotel and a really nice place with wonderful food and amazing pool, largest sport book in the world, and it is awesome. So we're up $305. Let's go back to 5 and 5 with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. And here we go. And let's see. That's a 21 red. And that's a $5 win. We're up 310. Let's rebet and spin again here. And here we go. That's another jackpot, 23 red. Awesome. So, man, that's awesome. We're up $330. This has been a really good session so far with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge. And that's a 3 red there. I believe that's a loss. So we'll increase by another unit. And we were up 330. So if we do have a bunch of consecutive losses, you'll know what we're going to try to get back to with our session profit level. And here we go. That's a 16 red. Okay, we won again. We're up 330. We'll just rebet and spin. All right. That's a 27 red. We lost that one, so let's go up another unit. You can see that dropped us to 310 profit, and let's spin again. All right. That's a 29 black. And that's another win. We're up $325. We'll just stay right there at 15 each and spin. That's a 32 red. Nice win there. We're up 340. Let's go back to 5 and 5. And again, you can get there with partial wins or with the jackpot. It doesn't matter. Whichever one gets you there, just reset whenever you have the chance. That's another nice win. We're up $345. And here we go. With Randall's system that won the bracket challenge with smaller bets and a larger bankroll. And then, well, it's basically keeping the bankroll the same, but lowering the bets. We lost that one. Let's go ahead and increase here from 5 to 10 and spin. And again, Lon says you can take it even farther. And if you're playing on automated machines, that whatever the smallest bet they allow you to have is, go ahead and go for it. And he said, yeah, this system is unbelievable when you have a small starting bet and a large bankroll. So that's a 35 black. It's another nice win. We're at 355. We'll go back to 5 and 5. And the original system was $10 bets and a $2,000 bankroll. So with this one, it'd be $5 bets, $2,000 bankroll, or $400 bet or $400 bankroll with dollar units. And before it was a $200 bankroll for dollar units. So definitely adding some more bankroll and keeping the bets as low as possible. But we made $360 so far. So let's keep it going, and we're coming down to the last minute here. Let's see how this one finishes. Then we'll get to that new roulette system of the day. That's an 8 black. Another nice win. We're up 365. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 32 red. Fantastic. We're up 370. And here we go. Randall's system that won the bracket challenge, and that's a 3 red, and we lost that one. Let's go up a unit, but instead of 10 to 20 we go 5 to 10, which makes it a lot safer, using the same bankroll as the original but lowering those bets, and that's a 12 red. Okay, we lost again, and we'll go up another unit, and this will be our final spin. We're right at the 15-minute mark, so here we go. That's a 12 red. And we lost that one. So we ended up making $310 profit with Randall's system that won the bracket challenge in 15 minutes with Lon's change to a smaller starting bet and keeping the bankroll high where it was. Again, if you don't have $2,000, that's okay. You could do this with a $400 bankroll and dollar units and do the same thing that Lon is doing. And thank you again, Randall, for sharing this one. And now it is time for the new roulette system of the day. I can't wait to share that with you. Let's jump right in there and get started. I can't wait for this one. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for Frank the Dog Kepler's incredible roulette system that he's finally ready to share with the world. I can't wait for this one, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to place a $5 bet on the 4 corners right across the center here. And that'll start out our bets. And then we're going to put a $10 bet on third column up there. So that's a 0 balance, as you see. Let's go ahead and spin. And this is $30 total bet to start. Here we go. That's a 22 black. And that's a $15 win to start. So fantastic start. And let's go ahead and just rebet and spin. Once we have a loss, I'll share with you what to do with those. And here we go. That's a 10 black. Another $15 win. We're up $30. Okay, we'll just rebet and spin until we have a loss. And then I'll show you how to deal with those losses. And that's a 6 black. Okay, it's a break even. So if you hit third column with this system, you don't lose anything. We're up 30 still. Let's go ahead and spin again and see if we can hit one of those corners. That's a 23 red. All right, another win. We're up $45 and we'll just rebet and spin. Still at base level, and here we go. That's a 28 black. Another $15 win. We're up $60 now. And here we go. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Again, we have $5 on the 4 corners and $10 on the third column. All right, here we go. That's a 17 black. I think that's a win. And it is. And now we're up $75. Let's keep it rolling here. And let's see what we get next. Again, it is a break even on the third column. And that's an 11 black there. Another $15 win. We're up 90. So really good start so far, Frank. Let's see if this continues. And then I can't wait to share with everybody how you deal with your losses. And that's a 2 black there. I believe that's a loss. And it is. So when you lose with this system, the first thing that you do is you put another $10 chip on the third column. And then you put another $5 chip on the rest of them. Okay, and that now we have a $60 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin again here. And here we go. That's a 19 red. Fantastic, $30 win. We're up 90. We go back to where we started. So we're going to drop back to 30. So let's put the 10 back up there. And now we can spin. We're back to where we started with 5 on each corner and 10 on the third column. And that's a 16 red. Okay, another win. We're currently up $105 now. And Frank says anytime you get a chance, you want to reset. If you're close to session profit, definitely do so. And that's a 15 black. Okay, that's another break even on the third column. That won't hurt us any. So we just rebet and spin when that happens. And we're still at base level. Here we go. That's a 20. That should be a win. All right, it is. And we're up $120. Let's rebet and spin again. And again, still at base level. Haven't had to increase the bets much yet. And that's a 10 black. Another $15 win. We're up $135 in a very short time here. But let's see if that continues. We have a ways to go here, and we'll go through good times and bad times and see how it deals with them. And that's a 5 red. Okay, we lost. So again, when you lose, you add a $10 chip up on the third column, and then add a $5 chip to all of the corners. Just like that. And now we have a $70 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin. And that's a 24 black. And that's a $20 win. I think I might have actually put too much up there on that one, guys. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. So there should just be $20 on that third column. So let's check that. Yeah, we accidentally put 30 on there. I put that 10 on there twice. So again, it should only go up $10 on the third column when you lose. So it should be at 60, not at 70. So let's go ahead and spin again here. And here we go. That's a 23 red. That's a $30 win. And we're in session profit or close to at 155. So we reset back to a $30 bet, which again puts $10 on the third column and $5 on those 4 corners. And here we go. And that's a 2 black. That's a loss. So we will increase those bets, and we'll start with the 5s this time. Okay, we'll do that first. And then we'll add a 10 up on the third column. That's a $60 total bet. And here we go. And that's a 00. So we definitely lost that one. So we're going to be increasing again. So you can see we're up 65 now. We'll add that $10 bet on first this time. Then we'll add the 5s. Just like that. And spin. And here we go. This is a really nice combination of column and inside bets. And there's a nice win there of $45. We're up 110, but we're not near session profit. So we're just going to rebet and spin again here. And let's see if we can get another win. Okay, that's a 21 red. And that's a break even because we hit the third column. We're up 110. So let's just rebet and spin. And here we go. And if you guys ever make a mistake like that when you're playing, just jump right back on board and forget about it. Don't stress about it. And that is a nice win there. We're up 155. Let's jump back to where we were at 60 again. I'm sorry. When you're in base, we're going back to 30. So anytime you're in session profit and we're up 155, you go back to where we started at 30. You don't go just one back. You go all the way back. So let's go ahead and do that. That's a 4 black. And that's a loss. And you can see why we went all the way back when we were in session profit. Because if something like that happens, it helps protect you. And let's go up another unit on each on the 5s first. Let me fix that one. And then we'll put the 10s up there. Or 110 up there, that is. And as long as your bet keeps going up in increments of 30, you know you put the bet out there right. That's a 28 black. That's a nice $30 win. We're up 155. We should be able to reset now. So let's go back to 30 and spin. And Frank says anytime you have a chance to reset, if you're close to session profit, even if you're not quite there, reset and be safe with your bankroll. That's a nice $15 win there, and we're up $170. So let's just go ahead and rebet and spin, and let's see what we get here. That's a 33 black. That's a break even, won't hurt us any. So we'll just rebet that and spin again. And even if you got 10 in a row of those third columns, it wouldn't hurt you any. That's a 16 red. Nice $15 win there. We're up 185. Let's just rebet and spin at base level here, and let's keep it going. And that's a 31 black. And we lost that one, so we'll increase. We'll do the $10 bet first since we already have that out. And then we'll switch to the 5s and add 1 chip to each of the corners, that is. There we go, and let's go ahead and spin. And if you're in increments of 30, you've done it right. We went from 30 to 60. After this, we'd go from 60 to 90, and so on and so forth. But we broke even on that one, so we'll just rebet. We're up $155, and here we go. That's a 1 red, and I believe that's another loss, and it is. So we will now go up again. So let's do the 5s first. And then we'll switch to 10, add 1 of those, and now we're at the $90 bet level. And here we go. That's a 10 black. Fantastic. That's a $45 win. So we're up 140, not quite in session profit. And we can get a little bit closer than that. We're about $30 away. So let's keep going. That's a 6 black. Another break even, that won't hurt us any. We're up 140. Let's just rebet and spin, and let's see if we can get a win here before we have a total loss. And that's an 8 black. And there we go. That's a $45 win. We're up 185. We're going to reset all the way back from 90 to 30. So we don't go back just 1 in the progression. We go all the way back if we're in session profit. And that way we can keep that bankroll as safe as possible. And here we go again. Let's see what we get here. That's a 30 red. Okay, that's a break even. Won't hurt us any. Still up 185. And here we go. All right. Doing really well so far. And that's an 8 black. Fantastic. Another win. We're up $200 now. We'll just rebet and spend. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. You can also do this with a $400 bankroll. You would just be using $1 bets on where the 5s are, and a $2 bet where the $10 bet is. So that's another win. We're up $215 now, and let's go ahead and spin. So you can adjust any system, to whatever you're able to afford. Betting. Just use your basic math skills and make sure you divide each one by the same number, and you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and spin again here, and here we go. That's one of the biggest problems I see when I'm in casinos is people placing large bets with small bankrolls, and I'm sure you guys have seen that as well. Somebody will have $200 bankroll, and they'll be placing $25 starting bets. That doesn't work out very well for them. And let's go ahead now and rebet, and we're up $215. Let's go ahead and spin. And if you only have $100 or $200, when you go to the casino, you should be playing the minimum starting bet on automated machines. If they don't have a machine that, and we're up $230 now. Let's go ahead and spin again. If you can't play with a live dealer because you don't have enough, play the automated machine, and go ahead and find the smallest bet possible. If you only have $100 or $200 with you, so. Don't just place large bets, and we lost that one. So let's go ahead and put those bets. We're going to go up a unit on each, a $10 unit on the column, and then a $5 unit on the corners. Or you can call it 2 units on the third column if you use all $5 chips. So let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. And let's see what we get here. That's a 19 red, and that's a $30 win. So we're up $230. We'll go back to 30 now and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 25 red. That's a $15 win. We're up $245. And let's spin again. Here we go. That's an 18 red. That's a break even because we hit that third column. Didn't hurt us any. You see we're still up $245. And let's spin. Let's keep this rolling. And that's a 6 black. And we broke even there. Let's rebet and spin. Still up $245. Those break evens don't hurt us any. They just build comp credit. So That's a 36 red. And that's another break even. Again, we could have 10 in a row of those third columns. It wouldn't hurt us any, and keeps us from losing. So good deal there, and that's a 5 red. And we lost that one, so let's go up, and the 5s will go first. And then we'll go up on the $10 bet, 1 unit from 10 to 20. And the reason I put $10 chip up there while we're doing this is so you can see how much I'm betting. But if you're using $5 chips, again, you would just use 2 $5 chips there and 1 $5 chip on the corners. And then when you increase, you would just go up 2 $5 units on the third column and up 1 $5 unit on the corners. So that's another break even. We'll rebet and spend. We're up 215 right now. And here we go. Let's see how this one finishes up the last few minutes here. That's a 31 black. We lost again. So let's see how this one deals with losses. And we're going up another 10 on the third column and 5 on the corners. And that's a $90 total bet. The nice thing is we haven't really got the bets that high. So far so good. That's a 13 black. That's a nice win. We're up 200. We'll just rebet and spend. See if we can get a little closer to session profit here. And here we go. That's a 29 black. Another nice $45 win. We're up 245. We're going to reset back to 30, all the way back down to base level and spin. And so far so good with this one. I can't wait to see what you guys think down in the comments as usual. And that's a 5 red. And with any of these systems, let me know if you can make them better. That would be fantastic. I've had so many emails this week from you guys telling me how you can make systems better, and I'm working on some of those right now, and I really appreciate that. So whether you come up with a new system or you make one of these systems people send in better, you're definitely helping everyone in the community. So let's go ahead now, and we're up 215. Let's rebet and spin, and here we go. And that's a 23 red. That was the final spin, and after 15 minutes, we made $245 profit with Frank the Dog Kepler's incredible roulette system that he finally ready to share with the world. Let me know if you think it's fantastic like he does, and that would be awesome. And remember to send a system in to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. That's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. I pick a new one every single day of the week, 365 days of the year, in the search for the best roulette system possible each and every day. And if you're enjoying that search with me, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep growing this community of people that absolutely love roulette like I do. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.